Folks. You might as well settle in. I got a bunch to talk about today. I'm trying to catch up. First of all, shout out to the mothers. If I missed you, my apologies. That's not my custom to not come on here and say something to the mothers, because we appreciate the mothers so much. I don't do much work. Well, I made sure I didn't do any work this weekend so that I can honor the Mother's Day appropriately for my wife, because she's so important to the family and to everything that we got going on here. For her, none of this would be. But anyway, let me get to the meat and potatoes right quick. Folks, these people tried to whip you and you didn't cry. I repeat, these people really tried to whip you and you didn't cry. Ain't nothing more frustrating to a parent than you try to discipline your kid and they don't respond to the discipline in the way that you thought they should. And I just heard some of these people thought they could discipline you. Some of these people thought that they could parent you. Some of these people thought they could run your life better than you was running your own life. And when you didn't do what people thought you should do in certain moments, and when you didn't say or respond how people thought you should respond in certain moments, and you didn't act how people thought you should act in certain moments, people felt like they could discipline you. People felt like they could teach you a lesson. And so they started to come after you and do things and try to put things in your way in hopes that the discipline would get you back in line. They started doing things and behaving in a manner that would hopefully that you would cry out, similar to a baby, and cry for some type of assistance because the discipline was too much for you. They was hoping that the discipline or whatever they was trying to do would incite you into some type of fight, and it would prove what they said about you. They were hoping whatever they did would just get you to a place where you would act out of character. And so they started going after you, and they started whipping you and trying to beat up on you through various means. But what they had to learn the long way and the hard way is that that's not going to work. One time, so, my mom and my dad never got married. But it was a season where they were working on a relationship, and my dad wanted to get it on track or whatever, and he called himself coming to live with us. Shout out to my pops. No hate for my pops. Love my pops. But during this season, you got to think I had lived most of my life up until this point without having him around. And so whenever something happened at school and he felt the need to discipline me, he tried to whip me like any dad would. Only thing is, I'm past that point in my mind in terms of where I place you, in terms of can you even discipline. I have to be real. At that time as a kid, I didn't place him as a father figure in my life. So when he tried to bring down discipline, I met it back with being stubborn and not crying. And it shouldn't happen this way, but that make you more upset. And so sometimes people feel like, let me increase the intensity to get the reaction that I want to, so I feel better about the actions that I'm taking. And so people, when you didn't cry and then you didn't cry out and you didn't holler and you didn't scream and you didn't panic and you didn't go back and forth and to and fro, and you handled yourself with class and you try to handle yourself appropriately, it messed with people's mind, and they try to turn up the intensity of the attacks in your life. But here's the thing: when you turn up the intensity of attacking somebody's life that you got no business attacking, you're gonna turn up your karma bag too. When you turn that up, just know the more you turn that up on somebody that's undeserving, the more you're going to turn up your karma bag in the wrong direction. It's going to get really dark for you because you're just trying to turn heat and apply pressure to somebody that's undeserving. So number one, When they tried to get you and you didn't respond correctly, number one, it angered them. They're incensed. I'm angry. Number two thing it did, when people tried to put pressure on you and turn the heat up on you, and you didn't respond like they expected you to do, and you didn't come at them like they wanted you to come at them, and you didn't do the things that they had planned out in the book, it confused them. I can only imagine how confused my daddy was coming there thinking he gonna whip his son, and his son sit there and take the whipping and don't shed a tear. It would be confusing. I remember him calling his sister and calling his aunt saying, I done broke bad on him. But nah, you didn't break bad on people. You made a decision. That's what people don't understand about you. You made a decision, and I ain't gonna let you see me crying out. It may hurt, but you will never see no tear fall from my eye. It may hurt, but you will never see me without looking dusty. It may hurt, but you will never see me on my face. It may hurt, but you will never see me without my stuff. It may hurt. And they confused them. Now they're confused and angry. But see, this is the thing that people try to cause you. They try to cause you anger and confusion. And this is the third thing. It's frightening. It's frightening, man. It's frightening when you got a plan and you know you the man, and you try to apply that plan and that smackdown on somebody and they don't get smacked down appropriately. That's frightening. That when a son and a dad looking at each other eye to eye, and you looking at your future, and he looking at, and you know what I'm saying, you looking at the future, he looking at the past, and it's a stare down. It's like, what? That's frightening. Cause now what people got to deal with when you ain't cry right is like, see, the cry out, and you acting out is a sign of immaturity. It would have given people the check mark off on you. I hope I'm not going too deep. But it's something about your cry being so immature, or how you responded was going to be so immature that everybody's plan was going to be checked off. And now here we go. I heard in my spirit last night, the days continue to fall off like leaves. Like the pages on the calendar, like a leaf. And day after day passing by, and you still ain't hollered out. You still ain't cried. Surely you would have had said something by now. And see, that's the thing. The problem with your enemy, I ain't gonna even say the problem, it's just a fact. Your enemy understands your strengths and abilities. So sometimes they'll do an attack. Sometimes your enemy will attack you in a way that you know it's only them. They got more confidence in you than you. They sitting back saying, I know that's gonna make them mad. I know that's gonna make them heated. I know that's gonna make them come after me. I know that's gonna make them fight. I know that's gonna make them try to send curses and hellfire and damnation. I know that's gonna make them turn to God. And you never cried out. People having to understand, you know what it is. Some of y'all told people, hey, I'm different. I got different kind of strength. I got different kind of abilities. God treats me different. Some of you even said this out your mouth, and people said it was hogwash and fiddle faddle. When you said that, people spit on it or spit on your name. Yuck. But now, as the days fall off like leaves, they realizing by day 900, somebody should have cried out. By day 1027, somebody should have cried out. By day 2004, you getting into the tens of thousands of days of where you ain't cried out. And it's so different that it's disorienting to people. Because here go the thing about your enemy. Your enemy had people that cried out the first day. Your enemy had people that cried out within 30 days. They was crying out. Ah! That's their resume. Everybody got a resume. But them days then fell off your calendar like leaves and you never cried out. That's different. And I just heard everyone was an enabler for these people. Everyone came back. Everyone was an accomplice. It's a small few that actually gonna turn around and tell people where they was wrong. It's a very small, but the majority of these people was enablers and accomplices, and they would come back and let people say and do whatever. But hold on. The other thing that's messing people up, they scary, tried to whoop you but you didn't cry. Your dedication and diligence. See, here go the thing about your enemy. Your enemy don't know how to freaking lock in. That's why some of you can rest assured that these people will never get nothing off the ground. Now, see, some of y'all people was like, well, they successful. They done did this and they done did that. They will never do anything besides that, right? They can't lock in. They can't even lock in long enough to apply and learn a new skill set that would take them to get. That's why they settle for scamming. That's why they settle for confusion. That's why they settle for doing things that are underhanded, because they lack the lock-in ability that it takes to really nail something down and build something and have something of your own that's gonna last a lifetime. And people, by the days coming off like leaves, and by that calendar flicking off, as these days keep rolling by, they're like, man, this is my dedicated and diligent. These mine can lock in. They done locked, the Big Boss Man Collective done locked in and changed everything for themselves. And that shine. I got a cousin, man. I always talk about my cousins and stuff like that, cause that's who I grew up with. We were very close as kids, and my cousin went and had some particularly difficult times dealing with some court cases and things of that nature. Okay. Now, I spoken to my cousin life at the beginning of the year. I said, hey, this year everything changes. That stuff is over with. You're gonna get your car, you're gonna get your house, and you're gonna be back on your feet. A few months ago, we got the car. Then I seen him the other day say, hey, cuz, guess what? I said, what's up? He said, you won't believe my credit score. He ain't never used his credit. So when he get the car, the credit score then went through the roof. So now he done solved his car problem. He done solved the credit issue he didn't know he have. His work history done got back strong. And now he's in a position to be able to get a new house. And I went to see him the other day. And when he came out, he was in his full clothes that I like to see him in. You know what I mean? See, when a man fall off, you can tell when a man fall off by how he dress. If a man ain't feeling good, you will see his clothes start not looking quite right. He don't care no more. He just trying to grind till he get back on. But when the man get on his feet, you'll see everything start to change. His t-shirts look a little whiter. His shoes a little cleaner. Shape up a little shapey up here. And so now, here's what's going on. When I seen him, I got in the car, I was like, man, and I'm smiling, he's smiling. He's like, what's wrong? I'm like, man, you looking like I like you to look. You being restored. But see, here was the thing about the restoration. When I saw my cousin, and I'm seeing it in you. You're going to be restored back to your stuff, but there's going to be a different level of joy that you have now, knowing the way that you did it. See, some of y'all had stuff without really being able to enjoy it because you weren't doing it right. But this time when you get your stuff back and you got the right people in your corner and you done made the right connections and you got the right practices and you got the right stuff you feed in your body, now when you pop out, you're going to have your stuff and joy. Now it's going to be intangible, and that's what people are having to see right now from you. It's like your shine turning up, but your confidence turning up. It's cool to have your stuff, but when I seen you, your energy was up. And the days fall away like leaves. And with every day you get stronger and stronger. Like the old folks say, my soul look back and wonder how I got over. I love that song. It ain't saying my body. It ain't saying I turned around and I look back over my life. It say my soul looks back and wonders how I got over, how I made it through that. My soul is deeper than me turning around. But my soul look back and wonder how I get over. Every plot was a flop. Every plot was a flop. Every plan, every strategic setup, every orchestration was a flop. Everything they put into place, it flopped left and right. It was dead ends. It was detours. It was surprises. It was dead ends. You was supposed to go over there, and when they went over there, it was a dead end. It was detours. When they were supposed to come this way, something sent them that way. It was surprises. When they were supposed to come in, what they thought was there was something different. It was bigger than what they thought. They were surprised. And people having to stand there and see you not. My head is bloody but unbowed. There is no fear here.